Have you ever thought about exploring the wonderful beauty of Malaysia? If you have set foot here, please share your exciting experiences in the comments. In this video, we will take you on a journey from A to Z, discovering the strange and surprising things about the country of Malaysia. Did you know that here, a man can have up to 4 wives at the same time? However, the conditions to make this happen are not simple at all. Moreover, there are prohibitions that you absolutely should not violate when you come here. Are you ready to learn about these interesting facts? Let's explore right away. Where men are allowed to have 4 wives at once. Did you know? By law, Muslim men in Malaysia can have up to 4 wives, provided they have the approval of the first wife and the financial means to cover the costs of the lavish weddings and to care for all the wives and children. In the future, if he buys a car for his 4th wife, his first wife must also get a car. If he takes his 3rd wife on a trip to Europe, the other wives must at least get a trip to Asia. It's crucial that he's healthy enough to keep all 4 wives satisfied each night, a feat that is no easy task. In one case, a high-ranking politician named Mokhtar was sentenced by a Malaysian Sharia court for marrying a 2nd wife without his first wife's permission. He was fined 1,000 ringgit. The 2nd wife was also fined. According to my research, although polygamy is legal in Malaysia, the number of registered cases has dropped by nearly half in the past 5 years, with over a third of applications for additional marriages being denied by the courts due to insufficient financial capability. In fact, a Malaysian singer even took the initiative to find a wife for her husband so she could focus on her career. She shared, "I hope my husband can have 4 wives. If anyone is interested, they can contact me through Instagram. This is a gift I want to give to him." The wedding night traditions of Chinese Malaysians are equally fascinating. They place a cage under the bed, containing a pair of chickens, a rooster, and a hen. If the chickens start clucking wildly, it indicates to the mother-in-law that the couple is getting along well. If they remain silent, the mother-in-law may worry. The next morning, when she releases the chickens, if the rooster comes out first, it's a sign that a grandson is on the way. If the hen comes out first, it's believed a granddaughter will arrive. Isn't that fascinating? What kind of country is Malaysia? With a population of 34.7 million people spread over an area of 329,847 km², Malaysia has a population density of just 98 people per km². It holds the title for the most billionaires in Southeast Asia, with 9 individuals on Forbes' list of the world's top 101 richest people, led by tycoon Robert Kuok, aged 86, with a net worth of $14.5 billion USD. Additionally, Malaysia has 39,000 millionaires, and its GDP per capita is 13,310 USD. The Malaysian Minister of Economics faced criticism for attributing rising poverty levels to the habit of dining out rather than cooking at home. According to Google estimates, Malaysians spend 159 hours annually stuck in traffic, more than in Singapore and Hong Kong. Malaysia was also a British colony for over a century, so English remains one of its main languages. Things forbidden in Malaysia. In Malaysia, there are certain taboos that might be surprising or uncomfortable for you. With over 60% of the population practicing Islam, Malaysians generally dress modestly. Even at the beach, you won't see Malaysian women in swimsuits. They usually wear more conservative attire. In Malaysia, you can be fined for hugging or kissing in public, even if it's with your partner or spouse. Avoid touching anyone's head, as it's considered the most sacred part of the body. When meeting a Malaysian woman, you should not offer a handshake, as she has the right to file a harassment complaint. If you meet a Malaysian woman, avoid reaching out to shake her hand. Even touching her shoulder or hair is seen as impolite, and women here have the right to report you for harassment. In Malaysia, women are considered of lower social status than men. Thus, Women are also prohibited from touching monks, even by brushing against their robes. If they do so accidentally, they must undergo a complex ritual of fasting and purification. Pointing with the index finger at objects is also discouraged, as Malaysians see it as disrespectful to the person or item being pointed at. Instead, people typically use their thumb, with the other four fingers folded down, to gesture toward an object or direction. Did you know that Malaysians often eat with their hands, similar to in India? When eating by hand, only the right hand is to be used, while the left hand is reserved for personal hygiene. If you're left-handed, you might prefer to use a spoon, fork, or chopsticks instead of eating directly by hand. In Malaysia, driving on the right is illegal, and vehicles are designed with the steering wheel on the right, so driving is on the left side of the road. The country also enforces a strict smoking ban in public spaces such as schools, gas stations, government buildings, and public transportation. Smokers must also stay at least 3 meters away from eateries. Violators can be fined up to 10,000 ringgit. This strict policy is understandable, given that Malaysia has one of the highest smoking rates globally, with approximately 65% of the population smoking, which places a significant financial burden on the healthcare system due to smoking-related illnesses. Finally, gifting knives or sharp objects to a host is also taboo in Malaysia, as it implies that you wish to sever ties with them. The living computer genius. Yashwin Sarawanan, a young man from Malaysia, has been dubbed the living computer for his incredible mental math skills. He won second place in Asia's Got Talent 2019. For instance, when Judge David Foster mentioned the first moon landing on July 20, 1969, Yashwin quickly performed a calculation in his head and accurately identified that it was a Sunday. Things got intense when the two hosts were locked in a cage on stage, and Yashwin had to rescue them by answering 3 math questions correctly within 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He successfully calculated the sum of a complex series involving roots and squares. Meanwhile, the audience used calculators, but even then, they arrived at the result after him. Yashwin began learning mental math at the age of 7 and was the champion of an international mental math competition in 2017. Additionally, Malaysia hosts a scripture writing competition aimed at setting a record, with around 1,388 Buddhist participants. Each contestant is given a scroll with 168 Chinese characters of scripture by the organizers. Writing scriptures not only brings Buddhists closer to Buddhist teachings, but also helps them cultivate patience and knowledge. If it were you, would you want to try it at least once in your life? Bizarre foods. First is ox penis soup, a very popular street food considered a male vitality booster. The ox penis is dried, sliced, and cooked with herbs. I haven't tried it myself, so I can't tell you what it tastes like, but if you're curious, head to Malaysia. Next is crispy fried bees. Bees are regarded as a high-protein insect with a unique flavor when cooked. This dish is typically served with peanuts and is said to taste somewhat like chicken. Third is frog skewers. The sellers prepare the frogs by skinning them, removing the innards, and marinating them in a secret sauce recipe to enhance the flavor. After frying to a crispy finish, they are skewered and sold on the streets. Seeing the entire frog on a stick does feel a bit strange, doesn't it? Perhaps the most iconic is durian, the king of fruits in Malaysia, particularly the famous Musang King variety, known for its richer flavor compared to durians from other countries. However, due to its strong odor, durian is often banned in large hotels. Malaysia also boasts a rare red-fleshed durian known as udang merah. The Malaysian government even uses durian for diplomatic purposes. For example, Japan's ambassador to Malaysia, Sahashi Kiko, posted a video of Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida trying durian with Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. This is similar to China's panda diplomacy, or how Japan, South Korea, and Thailand promote soft power through entertainment, pop culture, and cuisine. Then there's stinky tofu. Has anyone here tried it? Just the name suggests a strong odor, and it doesn't disappoint. The smell reaches down the street. Malaysia's markets offer various kinds of stinky tofu, allowing you to pick a flavor profile you prefer. It can be served with hot sauce or mixed with a variety of spices. Another unusual dish is crispy fried pig brains. Before frying, the brain is seasoned with salt, pepper, herbs, and traditional spices, then deep fried until golden and crispy. The most extreme dish might be sago grubs, which Malaysians consider a delicacy. What's interesting is they eat these creatures by twisting off the head and swallowing them whole. Locals believe this dish is rich in vitamins, minerals, and good fats, and contains less cholesterol than other meats. The month of Ramadan. From what I know, in just 18 days, Malaysia produces enough leftover food waste to reach the height of the 88-story Petronas Twin Towers, standing at 492 meters in Kuala Lumpur. The country's Solid Waste Management Agency reports that Malaysians generate about 38,000 tons of waste daily, wasting 8,000 tons of food and burying 3,000 tons, enough to feed approximately 2 million people. Malaysia also struggles with low vegetable consumption, leading to common constipation issues as Malaysians consume fruit at an alarmingly low rate. It's estimated that only 6% of Malaysian adults eat enough fruits and vegetables. For this reason, the month of Ramadan, the holy month of fasting for Muslims, is an opportunity for them to increase their intake of greens. During this period, they fast for an entire month. However, it's not limited to eating only vegetables and plant-based foods. Many people still consume meat, just in smaller amounts, fasting from dawn until evening. Once the sun sets, they can eat as usual. Those who watch Indian movies may already know this. Additionally, during this month, people often wake up at night to pray 5 times a day, regularly attend mosques, engage in charitable activities, and avoid sinful behaviors. Many also undertake the long pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca. Malaysia's landmark wonders. You may not know, but the Asian tiger's architectural wonders include the world's tallest twin towers, the Petronas Twin Towers, which cost $1.6 billion to build. The 2 towers are 452 meters high, have 88 floors, and 32,000 windows. Each tower weighs 300,000 tons, equivalent to about 160,500 cars. Inside, there are a total of 40 elevators. Of course, one cannot forget the 170-meter-high sky bridge, which stretches 158 meters to connect the 2 towers on the 41st and 42nd floors. Both the towers and the bridge form the letter M, the first letter in Malaysia. Another record here is the world's 3rd largest reclining Buddha statue, measuring 33 meters long, located in the Wat Chaya Mangkalaram Temple. Next up is the longest bridge in Southeast Asia, Penang 2, which is 250 meters long and designed to withstand seismic activity of up to 8.2 on the Richter scale from a distance of 300 kilometers. Malaysia is also home to Southeast Asia's tallest mountain, Mount Kinabalu, which rises to 5,881 meters. Malaysia also boasts Menara Kuala Lumpur, the 7th tallest communications tower in the world, at 421 meters. Tourists mainly come here to experience the revolving restaurant with 360-degree panoramic views of Kuala Lumpur while enjoying breakfast. And speaking of heights, we can't forget the world's largest underground cave, located in the Sarawak Caves in Gunung Mulu National Park. A small section of this cave alone could accommodate 40 Boeing 747s. Here's a fun fact. Malaysia's total highway length exceeds the circumference of the Earth. With 6,587 kilometers of highways, compared to the Earth's circumference of 40,075 kilometers, you can see why Malaysians pay tolls almost everywhere. In addition, Malaysia is home to the world's largest Rafflesia flower, measuring up to 1.2 meters in diameter. It emits a scent similar to rotting flesh when it blooms, attracting pollinators such as carrion flies. Sadly, Rafflesia is now endangered. Dear friends, this concludes our tour of Malaysia in today's video. Thank you for watching until the end. After watching the video, what left the biggest impression on you about Malaysia? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section below for everyone to see. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time, goodbye, and see you in more exciting videos.